All right, guys, I stand corrected on that last video that I posted. I had been sitting on that video for weeks because I was a little bit conflicted with the sound of it. For one, I had the snare drum sitting right here by the amp. So a lot of that hissing noise that you were hearing, well, there's one part of the video where I'm talking and you're hearing the fan. There's a fan going in here. I have since removed those objects so that they're not, like, of course I just turned the fan off, but I took the snare and put it in another room so that it won't make any noise and you won't hear that sound that comes from the snare when you're playing and all that kind of stuff, because the bass really gets to the snare. So anyway, now that I have all that cleared up, I'm going to do this side-by-side test one more time. I'm going to do it with the P-Bass, of course, the Ibanez ATK 700, and the Fender Jazz Bass. If I have enough time, I'll bring the Stingray in and do the Stingray on the fretless, or play the fretless Stingray to do it as well. But I just wanted to say that to you guys because I could tell that some of you could obviously not hear what I was hearing or feeling. I just can't seem to get that sound to come through the way I'm hearing it here. Like the way I'm feeling it and hearing it, it's really hard to put that through, especially the phone. I need to go back to using a legitimate camera and a microphone so that you guys can really hear these sound demos when I'm playing these instruments. Sometimes you can pick out the different tones, but when you're trying to compare tube power to solid state power, it's really difficult. Yeah, I have to admit, the TC Electronic just has this sound to it. So if I'm comparing apples to apples in a way, even though it's not the SVT II is not a combo amp, but with it sitting here, right here with a 15 and a horn, and the same situation with the TC Electronic, horns deactivated, the TC Electronic has a little bit more versatility to it. It's funny because the TC Electronic does not have a graphic EQ, but it has the built-in compression for one, so that's part of what makes it sound the way it sounds. But either way, you guys judge for yourselves. Hopefully this will be a better sound demo or sound test for you guys so you can determine. Either way, I think it's best ultimately to get the lightest amp that you can find, the lightest cabinet you can find, and gig with that. There's no need to break your back. Either way, for just getting a classic sound that the Ampeg gives, it's hard to beat the SVT II and the SVT III when it's working properly. Unfortunately, as you guys saw in the last video, or you heard, something is wrong with my SVT III, so now I'm gonna have to take it in and get it repaired. All right, let's get on with this demo. I played with the pick, I played with fingers, but I forgot to slap the bass. So we're gonna do the P bass versus the Ibanez. I already put everything else away and I'm not bringing it back out. So here we go. So there you have it. I just played 4 different basses for you guys through both of these amps. I did not mess around with distortion this time. I only slapped 2 of the basses, but I did everything I could to give you a versatility of sounds as far as like playing with a pick, the popping and slapping or whatever. I kind of jumped on that on the spot. I didn't have any time to really warm up any of it, even the finger playing. But either way, that's not what it's about. It's about letting you guys hear the tone of these 2 amps. For me, TC Electronic, I think they're good. You're not seeing TC Electronic as much in like the big name brand stores like Guitar Center, places like that. Gosh, it's hard to believe that's all I can say right now, but you're not really seeing the TC Electronic stuff as much, at least around here in Atlanta, not like we used to see it. But I think TC Electronic sounds great. I think they have a lot of power. Mark bass is awesome. There's another one. Phil Jones bass is great. I mean, really, all of these modern amp makers right now are putting out great products, from Fender to Ampeg. All of them sound great. But for me, it was an apples to apples comparison. I'm using a 115 cabinet with both of these amps. So it's a 115, and you're getting to hear it as is, clean tone for the most part, no distortion, and 3 different styles of playing on at least 3 out of 4 very popular basses, that being the Stingray, the P bass, and the Jazz bass. Those 3 basses are very popular. Not a lot of people are playing the ATK 700 especially, or the ATK series, but they are. They're kind of a good sleeper bass. So you see a lot of people playing them. You see people playing them every now and then, and every time I see someone playing one, it's usually on video or something. But I remember being very impressed that I saw the bass player from Caius playing an ATK series bass way back in the day, and he's a lefty, and I love lefties. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, if you guys have any questions or comments, or if you have any experience with any of these amps or these basses or the tone, please speak up. Once again, everything you heard was coming through either the BG500, TC Electronic BG500 combo 115, or the SVT II, which I believe is a 1989 model, as far as I know, coming through an early 2000s Ampeg 115 cabinet with a horn. Both cabinets, no horn. I'll have another video out to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.